All right, y'all. So let's talk about beware of high turnover jobs. Telling my story of my last job. So before I started there, I knew that was a high turnover place. I knew about that place because in Milwaukee County, we have three main facilities of corrections, and all the other correctional facilities are state. So we all tend to know about each other and what goes on, what goes down. People know people that work there, so on and so forth. So I already knew kind of what to expect, but when they raised the pay up to $30 an hour, I said, man, I'm gonna just try it, man. Hopefully it ain't as bad as what people say. In some ways it was worse than people say, in some ways it wasn't. Like in terms of my co-workers, like the other COs, it wasn't. It was a couple of them that probably didn't like me. I didn't deal with them. I didn't talk to them. Like they didn't bother me. Like it was a few of them that was doing little nitpicky stuff, but the main issues I had in terms of co-workers were with this one particular sergeant. And the lieutenants were nice, but they were nitpicky. Like they just kept picking. Like they just kept picking. And it's like, I guess people gossip so much when you get to talking about quitting, they'll back off for a while. And then when something happens, they'll start back up again. See, the issue with them, this was the issue. If they wanted to know how I was, all they had to do was call over there and ask. So out of the three facilities, they were the least hands-on. Down at the jail and over at detention with the juveniles, they were more hands-on, did not play. Over there, they less hands-on, but they question everything. Like for instance, this is the type of stuff they do. They'll tell you in training, if they go to their bunk, just let them go. If they talk a little SHIT, just let them, blah, blah, blah. They'll tell you that in training. But when you do it, oh, man, he's scared of these guys. Oh, he this, he that. Look, man, and anybody that know me, know that if you want to fall out with me, double talk. Double talk. Tell me to do one thing, and then when I do it, you still got something else to say, or you criticize me for I'm doing what you the boss. If you tell me to do something and I do it, how is somebody weak? Y'all not hands-on here. I'll go hands-on. So what they're doing, like even the guys that was in there, they'll say stuff like, man, you ain't at detention, we ain't kid, we grown men, all this, all that. And I'd be like, man, first of all, you're right, you grown man, so I could come with a little more strength. And secondly, those kids will run through some of y'all. What are you talking about? Them kids wasn't no joke. Man, them kids used to fight us, like literally. So they just talking like this. Then, like, they'll have some of the weakest staff, and I know they weak. They can't control a dorm, and they ain't gonna do nothing. But if they like them, they ain't gonna say nothing to them. They gonna just joke around with them, go out with them, so on and so forth. Now keep in mind, I know all of these things, which made it increasingly difficult to put up with. Okay, first of all, this I'm gonna tell you. The day I quit, after the fight happened, I told those guys, y'all on the bunks for the night. So they all was bucking. They all got mad. Like I said, man, the phone's closed. They're like, oh, hell no, Mr. Howard, hell no. They all was coming towards me. At the same time they came towards me, the lieutenant was coming in. Now keep in mind, they only did that because they were mad at what I decided. So she just so happened to be coming in at the same time Say, oh, you gotta control your nerve. Keep in mind, they've been controlled every day, all day. But they like, and I'm gonna tell you how I know, cause I troll people. I be looking through there like, when them staff that been there a while, when they relieve me on my break and stuff like that, before I go back in there, I'll be looking through the window just to see what's going on. Man, them dudes was standing up, they was loud, they was doing everything, right? You think they was gonna say something to them? No. Only people they act like they could say something to is the new people. That's why most of the new people quit. And only one, like if you a woman, you got a big booty and stuff like that, they ain't gonna get on you as tough. You an older guy, and like you keep to yourself, they don't like that. Like if you an older guy, you supposed to be trying to be friends with everybody, dapping everybody up, trying to come in there like it's a fashion show, and then people accept you more. But anybody that know me, know I do what I want to do. I don't try to seek acceptance with people. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. That's the attitude I take. Maybe I shouldn't have, but that's how I am. I keeps it real. So they like made problems for me sometimes. Then the other staff on a completely different shift passing rumors. The staff lenient with the phones. Man, how am I lenient with the phones, right? When I'm the only one even doing a phone list. All the rest of them was laying down. I was using the phones as leverage. I'll tell them like, if if I don't have to tell y'all nothing, if y'all don't get no bunk time or no violation or anything like that, I'll go back to doing the phones this way. Other people was just doing the phones that way. So when dudes had to fight, keep in mind, in corrections, anybody that work in corrections, you know that it's a no-no. You never get the story from the inmate first. The captain was there too long. He should have knew that. Like I got like 13, 14 years of experience total. He probably has like 25 or 30. He should know that. You never go to them first, because they're going to tell you whatever they got to say to get out of any trouble that they in. And even people that ain't even been in corrections know that. So he went to them first. We come in the next day. He trying to control first. First is, look, and this is another reason why I quit. Me and him had a meeting about another incident when I got into it with a guy, and I was finna go hands on. He looking at the incident and stuff, and he was talking about the checks or whatever. And so I said, he said, so other than that, how everything going? He said, I'm having problems with this phone, man. It seems like I'm the only one doing a list. These other people ain't doing no phone list. You know what he said? I know. He told me he knew that, right? Now watch this. He knows they not doing a phone list. So when they fought over the phone, the next day we come in, he making us simulate getting a phone list. He done took over how the phone list is done. Now keep in mind, him, his lieutenants, and his sergeants all said, you run it how you want to run it, right? That's what they always say. Double talk. Double talk. We come in there, he telling us how to run it. Now, the dudes got into the fight over the phone. He says to me, keep in mind, this is what they tell us. If they talk a little SHIT, let them talk, right? They go over there. I'm talking to them from the desk. I said I was trying to stop them. I told them stop talking to each other, all that. So I walk up to him, and I'm just looking at him. I'm looking at him, because usually I'm gonna be honest. That's all it took. They know I write them up. All I gotta do is look at them. They're gonna straighten up. This time, maybe it was kind of presumed compliance. That's what I was possibly guilty of. A little bit of that. But I didn't presume they was gonna comply. Them dudes got up. He got up from the table. Dude got up the phone. They squared up. We got a physical altercation on such and such. They come over there. Now keep in mind, they tell us if you have an altercation, nobody's unconscious, nobody's dying, let them fight and let the people from support come in and handle it. That's what they always tell us. What they told me the whole time we was there. People even told me, I ain't breaking up S because of what they tell us. He tried to write me up. Now keep in mind, Jellers was going on. And I know, like when Jellers is going on, they gonna back off until Jellers is complete. Then they're going to go back to what they addicted to, and that's firing people. That's why you got to be careful with these high turnover jobs. They high turnover because it's a hostile work environment usually. They high turnover because they like to fire people. So when you go to a high turnover job, you got to go in there knowing that, and you never just work there by yourself. If y'all want me to continue on this subject, let me know. But other than that high turnover job start tripping on you, do them like this here.